What if the Earth's tilt suddenly dropped to 0 degrees? No seasons, no highs or lows, just endless sameness. Imagine waking up one day and finding there's no spring, no summer, no autumn or winter. Just an Earth forever in stasis. That's the dramatic question we're exploring today. What happens if Earth's axis tilt becomes 0 degree? Right now, the Earth is tilted about 23.5 degrees from vertical, and that tilt gives us the seasons. That tilt makes sunlight hit different latitudes at shifting angles over the year, changing energy, temperature, rainfall. If we remove it, the setup is simple. The axis points exactly perpendicular to the orbital plane. No wobble, no seasons. First, we must understand what changes in tilt actually control: day length variation, sun angles, heat distribution. Normally, as Earth orbits the sun, one hemisphere tilts toward the sun for part of the year and away for another. That shift brings summer, with long days and intense sun, then winter with weak sun and short days. Remove the tilt, and that oscillation disappears. Every place on Earth gets about 12 hours of daylight every day. The sun's height in the sky still depends on latitude. At the equator, you'd see it high, at the poles always low on the horizon. But it would no longer rise and fall through seasons. It would trace the same path across the sky year-round. Now let's walk through what happens. First short-term, then long-term. In the short term, many climates would moderate. Summers less blazing, winters less frigid, more uniform. Mid-latitudes might cool in summer and warm in winter. Polar regions become even more relentlessly cold. Without strong seasonal melting, snow and ice accumulate in high latitudes. Glaciers slowly expand. Year after year, polar caps creep outward. The zones around the poles could become permanent ice deserts. This would increase Earth's albedo, more sunlight reflected back to space, triggering further cooling. In those cold zones, vegetation dies or fails to grow. Ecosystems collapse or shift toward the equator. Meanwhile, the tropics might get hotter and more stable conditions. Tropical regions dominate in habitability. Weather patterns shift. Monsoons and seasonal storms weaken or reorganize because the driving seasonal contrast is gone. Winds, ocean currents, atmospheric circulation would reconfigure to respond to gradients defined by latitude rather than by season. Agricultural systems built around seasons would break. Crops that need cold winters or summer warmth may fail. Human societies would shift toward equatorial and mid-latitude zones where climate stays tolerable. Over centuries, Earth might slide toward a snowball or near snowball state. As ice spreads and absorption of heat drops, perhaps only narrow tropical belts remain green and alive, everything else draped in cold, barren ice. Now here's the twist. A world with zero tilt isn't just a dead static planet. It's a planet in slow flux, where life fights to adapt, where human choices could tip the balance. And ironically, as tilt decreases slowly, as natural cycles allow, we might already be creeping toward milder seasons and gradual cooling. So this extreme scenario warns us, small shifts in Earth's orientation have huge consequences. If you found this thought experiment striking, hit like, subscribe, and join me next time as we push more what-if boundaries and imagine how fragile our world really is.